Welcome, I'm following the Xiaomi 11T, and today I'll show you how to go through the setup process of this phone. So when you boot it up for the first time, you should be presented with this screen right over here, and all you need to do is tap on this arrow right over here and then find your desired language. Next page, choose your region. And on the next page we have terms and conditions. Nothing greets us more warmly to our brand new device than agreeing to privacy policies and user agreements. Just what I wanted to see whenever I spend $500 on my new phone. Then next page we have the SIM card insert page. So this is strictly for people that would want to at this moment connect to their Google account. So you can either insert a SIM card or you can log into your Wi-Fi, assuming you have one that you can connect to. If you choose to skip both of them, like I will, then you won't have the Google account page or login page visible throughout the setup, and additionally date and time usually is set incorrectly, so you'll need to fix that up as well. Now you can change both of those things later on after the setup is complete by just simply connecting to your Wi-Fi or inserting a SIM card. And in terms of Google account, you can simply go to your settings, accounts, and add one. And in terms of time, or once you connect to any kind of network, it will automatically set itself. So I'm gonna select skip right here, and I'm also gonna skip the Wi-Fi page as well. And this brings me to Google services. So you have services like location scanning and sending user diagnostic data. Now the very brief version of them is location is GPS tracking, scanning allows the device to look for signals like Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and then send user and diagnostic data. Google spies on you, what you do, and then sends the info to themselves. So yeah, no thanks, because that's just creepy. And we can then go to the next page, which is setting some kind of protection to our device. We have two different options of protecting our device. One would be through a screen lock, and the other one would be through a fingerprint. Now, if you choose to use a fingerprint, you are also required to set a screen lock as well. That is, so if something happens to your finger, you still have some way of accessing your phone. But the other way around is not a requirement to have a fingerprint if you have a screen lock. So I'm just gonna set up a pattern here. Now, Xiaomi is one of those companies that considers their users to be an absolute donkeys, and feels the need to let you know that passwords need to be remembered, if you already didn't know that. And from there, just draw a pattern, repeat it once more to confirm it, and it's now set. And here we have some additional settings. Now if you look at closely, it really looks similar to what we already seen from Google, but this isn't from Google, this is now from Xiaomi. So we have location, allows apps to access your location, no thanks. Send diagnostic data automatically. To be fair, it says automatically, but then it implies that it can also not be sent automatically, which there isn't such an option. So I don't think disabling this creepy spying option gives any difference. Then we have automatic system update, self-explanatory if you want to do it. Then we have the worst offender of them all, personalized ads. This basically uses things like your search histories, your microphones, to basically determine what you're interested in, what you're searching for, and give you related ads to just that. The sheer idea of my phone literally listening to me, because that's kind of what it does, even though it's not disclosed anywhere. If you ever tested it out, if you start talking about something, most of the time you'll get ads related to that. So yeah, that is just way beyond the boundaries here. And just pay attention that when you try to disable that one, it gives you this pop-up when personalized ad recommendations are off, whatever bullshit crap that we want to give you. Basically we want you to keep it on because it gives us more data on you, but obviously it's just absolutely creepy to have that on, so I will choose to turn it off. And just to put that further out there, if I turn off anything else, you can see there is no pop-ups related to it. Only this one gives you. So anyway, once we have toggled a couple things off that should have no place of being enabled. We are moving to the next page, which is the default launcher. Now this is just more of a home screen experience, what I would call. Basically, it determines how your apps are stored on the home screen. So we have the classical, which I wouldn't really call this classic. It's classic for iPhones, not Androids, because all your apps are smack in the middle of your home screen. And then we have the classic Android version, which is the app drawer. And that is what I prefer to have, an app drawer. So I'm going to select that and go to the next page and setup complete. So stop on an arrow and we should be in our home screen in a second once the phone loads apps, because apparently it didn't have enough time doing throughout the setup to do it. Now this shouldn't pop up for you. This is just related to a factory reset that I have done. Connect to network to restore system items, whatever, not now. So yeah, there we go. Once I got rid of this, that's basically what you should be presented with, your home screen. So anyway, that is how you'd go through the setup of this phone. And if you found this very helpful, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.